decided to call 911. What was happening to you through that process?
I was going through a whole lot of emotions. I was actually having several hallucinations at that time as well. And it took me going through some parts of lucidness where I was understanding what was going on and panicking, because what was told to me is that you can't have a demon if you're saved. If you have the Holy Spirit in you, then you don't have a demon. So what I was thinking was, oh my God, that means that I'm not saved and I'm just going straight to hell. So, you know, I'm panicking, I'm crying, I'm trying to fall on the altar, I'm praying, and then all of a sudden I'd get back into the delusional state, and I'm barking like a dog, I'm marching throughout the church like I was, you know, in the military, laying on the pews, just crying out for the Lord. And so those were the things that I went through during that exorcism. And it went on, and it lasted, and it lasted, and it lasted until they finally decided to go ahead and call the police, because they either didn't have the power to exorcise the demon, or I never had one in the first place.
So where are you now regarding religion and church and all that stuff? What are your thoughts now?
I am, to be honest with you, there's still a bitter taste in my mouth regarding religion. I do believe in God. I do believe in Jesus Christ. You know, I would call myself a Christian. But in terms of religion and how religious order actually takes place, I'm very bitter about that. I mean, I attend church with my parents, but I'm the skeptic who's in the church. You know, wondering why are they doing this, why are they doing that, and those sorts of things. So it's a bitterness that I feel.
Okay, and just one part to that. As far as I know, NAMI does have a faith-based type of pricing with family. Here. Would you think it would be a great idea if the churches start acknowledging that mental health issues exist and it's not a demon, and we need to be more mindful of our communities?
Definitely in Black church.
Yes.
Definitely in Black churches, if they can take hold to this and actually acknowledge it as a mental illness, not as a spiritual crisis. All the excuse me, you know, who were always so spiritual and we're believing in God and the Lord will save us, and that's all of our problems, and so on and so forth. That if NAMI has a spiritual aspect of their recovery and their treatment, that certainly would be very beneficial, because that is something that is so misunderstood. And that if we can get to a point where we can actually bring that into the churches as a true method of recovery, then I think that you would find more people would gravitate towards getting help as opposed to walking away from it.
Would you consider?
I actually would consider facilitating that. I would love to, because I'm coming from experience. And coming from that experience and having a place of authenticity and bringing it to the forefront, you know, and letting people know that, look, this is what it is that I go through. And the beautiful part about it is I do have what I consider visions. I don't consider them hallucinations. And, you know, even the Bible professes that in the last days that your daughters will dream dreams and that they would have visions. And so I have those and I experience those. And speaking to a crowd of people from my true point would be the desire of my heart.
I just wanted, before we move on, I wanted to say that there are, maybe not a lot, but Black, definitely brother and I are Black, and Sue really is, she's a child. But the Black and minorities, not just Black churches, but it is a large part of Black churches that do believe the exact same way. We talk about it, we laugh about it because we grew up that way, but a lot of other minorities and a lot of other religious sectors believe the same way. However, there are now, small though they may be, there are churches that are now saying we have to stop the delusional process of not saying mental illness is an illness.
Right.
and they are starting to address it. I do know Visions Church, I'm not a member there, but I do know one of the psychologists who is over that ministry. They are full force going at it strong, saying, oh no, we love our members, we have some members here who have mental illness, and we need to address it as such. That's a huge undertaking, but there are small groups that are starting to really recognize it as that, and not just, let's just pray about it and then you go off and have a manic or depressive state and commit suicide and such. So